You just took over the company. Are you getting used to it? Daddy, hurry up. It's time for school. We're going to be late.
Darling, I'll talk to you about the company's matters later. I need to take Nat to school first.
Drive safely. Mommy, bye. Bye, sweetie.
Mrs. Steele, since Mr. Zabel took over Titan Group, it's been operating at a loss. The other shareholders are very unhappy. They've issued a joint petition asking you to come back and take charge.
Horace has been part of the Steele family for so many years. He's fulfilled his duties as a father, a husband, and a son-in-law. So I'd like to give him more time to grow.
But the board of directors...
There's $1 billion on this card. Give it to Horace. Then tell him to cover the other shareholders' losses. Also, if anyone dares to say a single bad word about my husband, kick them out of the Titan Group. Yes, Ms. Steele. Xaviera, Natalie was hit by her classmate in class. Please come to the school at once.
Miss Zinke, what's going on? Who hurt my daughter?
Miss Kazinki?
Please say something now.
I told my son to hit her. So what?
What gives you the right to tell your child to do it?
What right?
You're just a mistress, ruining my family.
Your daughter
Isn't any better.
I'm being merciful not to let my son beat her to death.
Looks like some juicy gossip here. So you're Samuel's mother, right? First of all, there's no one in this world worthy enough for me to be their mistress.
Aren't you afraid? I'll sue you for defamation for this slander.
Secondly, your son hit my daughter.
You owe me an explanation.
A mistress like you dares demand an explanation from me?
Fine. Let's see.
Who's the real lady of the house? How is this possible? A homewrecker's child has no right to be in this preschool. Expel her!
That only lets that vixen off easy. To keep her from ruining families like her mother, better get rid of her.
You're a mistress and you dare act arrogant? Every last one of you is the same. If anyone dares lay a finger on Natalie, I'll make sure your entire family disappears.
Midnight brings its cold tonight. When you walked away from me, my world collapsed.
Mr. Lockwood, investigate immediately what relationship Horace has with this woman. A mere live-in son-in-law daring to keep a mistress, raising an illegitimate child, and even having the nerve to hurt Natalie. This matter won't accept any mediation. They will pay a heavy price for this.
Yulissa, you've been keeping a low profile. If this hadn't happened, none of us would have known your husband is actually Horace Zabel, the CEO of Titan Group. Exactly. No wonder you had such an air of elegance. It's that natural grace of a wealthy lady.
I was just on my way home from grocery shopping, but when I heard a mistress was causing trouble, I rushed over to support you. We're all decent mothers here. We can't let this lowly homewrecker push us around.
Exactly. Her daughter deserved it. Samuel lives up to being the heir of Titan Group. Even at such a young age, he knows to stand up for what's right. Such a good boy.
Yulissa, I honestly didn't know you were the CEO's wife of Titan Group. I almost scolded Samuel, but rest assured, I will definitely give you a satisfactory explanation.
Was it your brat who bullied my daughter?
Xaviera! Starting today, Natalie is expelled.
What do you mean, Miss Zinke? My daughter was hit at your preschool. Instead of seeking justice for her, you're expelling her? This is a prestigious preschool.
Every child who attends here comes from wealth and power. If the illegitimate child of a mistress continues to stay here, she'll only ruin the school's reputation.
Mrs. Zinke, I suggest you find out first. Who's the mistress, and who's the illegitimate child?
You lowly mistress! How dare you flaunt yourself before me, the rightful wife? Just because you gave birth to a bastard, you think you can compete with me for the title of Mrs. Zabel?
Your title? Yulissa, is it? Not only did you instruct your son to hit my daughter, but you're also shameless enough to hit me in public. Aren't you afraid of getting sued?
You, the mistress, are the one who will face the consequences. I'm just serving justice, right? Besides, my husband is the CEO of Titan Group. It's not just about hitting you and your wretched daughter. Even if I took your lives,
nothing would happen to me. Your husband? Fine. If he's so powerful, why don't you call him over? I'd love to see how he plans to kill me and my daughter.
A mistress! Daring to act so bold in front of the wife? You even dare to openly provoke us on purpose! Exactly! Seems like you're obsessed with being a mistress. You look proper. Of all the things you could do, you chose to become a homewrecker and have a child. Some people act so innocent on the surface, but behind the scenes, who knows how filthy they really are. Seeing a man is like going into heat, eager to sleep with him. Homewreckers are a disgrace to women, and their children deserve to die. Ah!
You bitch! Spending my husband's money like it's nothing, huh? You even dare to drive a Porsche? I've always hated mistresses. Every mistress in the world deserves to die. Tomato scrambled eggs plus sweet soy milk. Give me that! You're about to find out how ironic those words are. You bitch! You took my man and now you're mocking me? Today I'm going to make you cough up every cent you earned as a mistress. Filthy mistress. You butch! Just you wait! Everyone look! This vixen's hiding all sorts of valuables in her trunk.
A woman who makes money by selling her body, trying to act cultured with her fancy collection. I bought this painting from Silvergate Auction House for $300 million. I advise you not to touch it. So what if it's $300 million? It's all my husband's money, isn't it? His money is my money. I can do whatever I want. And it's none of your business, you mistress. I hope you're just as bold when it comes to pay for damages. Mrs. Zinke, where's my daughter?
She's been expelled. Take your little beastard and get out of here.
Nat, hi. Let me take a look at you. Come on, get up.
It's okay. I'm here, sweetie. Everything's going to be okay. Is this how the preschool treats children?
Filthy Mistress Beastard has no right to be a student at our preschool. Listen up. I'm doing society a favor by cleaning up the trash. What's wrong with that?
As expected from Mr. Yowl, you're fair and impartial, cutting straight to the point. Exactly. This is a prestigious preschool. Not just anyone can come in here. Does a mistress child even deserve an education? You can just teach her how to seduce men since young. After all, that's what you're best at. You batch! Did you hear that? This is what happens to mistresses. You're destined to live at the very bottom of society, despised by everyone.
Mrs. Zabel, are you satisfied with how I handled this matter? If you are, I hope you can put in a good word for our preschool to Mr. Zabel. You see, the preschool is expanding, and we urgently need funding.
Don't worry. I'm very pleased with your performance today. When the time comes, I'll have my husband invest in the preschool.
Thank you, Mrs. Zabel. To express my gratitude, I've prepared a small gift. Please accept it. Here, take it.
See that? This is the power of money and influence. A lowly mistress like you, who can't even appear in public, will spend her entire life on her back, waiting for a man to throw you a few crumbs. Meanwhile, I'm the wife. The glory I enjoy is something you'll never reach in your lifetime. I'm giving you 1 minute. Take that little beastard and get the hell out of here. If I catch you bothering my husband again, I'll bury both of you alive. Did you hear that? Now get lost. Exactly. Get lost, you bitch. Ah. Good job. Keep going. Mommy, I'm really, really scared right now. I desperately want my daddy to be here with me.
Jung 888888, Jung 888888, bastard, listen carefully. You're an illegitimate child. You're not allowed to call Horace daddy. I'm not an illegitimate child. Still not giving up, huh? Fine. I'll call Horace right now and have him deny you both. Hello? Honey, your son and I are being bullied at the preschool. Hurry over here. You two are as good as dead.
Mr. Yowell, if Mr. Zabel actually shows up, will he blame us for this? Dirty laundry shouldn't be aired in public. If someone as influential as Mr. Zabel finds out his wife's and mistress's children are causing such a scene in our preschool, forget about expanding. He might just tear the whole place down out of anger.
What should we do?
Get them out of here. If he shows up, it'll be too late.
Hey! You got your child, right? Then leave now. And stop interfering with the lessons.
Leave? You scumbags have done so many horrible things. I'll make sure every one of you pays the price.
What nonsense are you spouting? Mr. Yowell is doing so for your own good. Once Mr. Zabel arrives, a mistress like you will only end up stripped bare, thrown out on the streets for everyone to scorn.
Maybe someone will end up disgraced. But it certainly won't be me.
Stop with the nonsense. Are you leaving or not? Still refusing to go? Security? Sponsored by this batch? What are you doing? Let go! Nat! Let go of me. Meanie! Let go of Mommy! Let go of her! You meanie! Let go of Mommy! Daddy! I won't spare you!
You still dare to call him that? Take her away too! What are you doing? Let her go! Let her go now! Let her... Tell him to let Nat go now. Let her go! Nat! Look! Mr. Zabel has just arrived!
Daddy! Roll!
Daddy! You bastard! Shut your filthy mouth! Touch her again, I dare you! And what if I do? Horace is already here. You have the nerve to act tough? Believe it or not, I can have him kill you both without even blinking. And I, right back at you. Fine. I'll see how long you can keep this act up. Mommy? Oh, good boy. Well done. Come on, your father is always here to fully back you up.
As expected of Mr. Zabel from Titan Group, even his entrance is so grand. And he's so handsome and wealthy. No wonder that shameless bitch keeps clinging to him. Yes, let's go.
Mommy! Nat! Are you hurt? I'm sorry. It's okay now.
Mrs. Steele,
It's fine. How's the investigation going?
everything you asked has been verified. Before your marriage, Horace was involved with Yulissa. The transaction proofs between them and their daily photos. Mrs. Steele, this is a divorce agreement that leaves him with nothing. I also called the police to handle the situation here.
Honey, you're finally here. If you hadn't come, Samuel and I would have been bullied.
I'm here to back you both.
Really? No matter who's behind this, you'll make sure justice is served for me?
Of course. You and Samuel are my precious treasures. I'll never let whoever dares to hurt you off the hook.
Mr. Zabel is known for spoiling his wife. Looks like the rumors are true. Exactly. I don't know where some people get the nerve to destroy someone else's family. And worse, that bitch dared to provoke Mrs. Zabel.
She's clearly overestimating herself. Now that Mr. Zabel was about to stand up for his wife, I'd like to see how that batch dares to act arrogant anymore.
Daddy!
What happened? Your mother said you were bullied at school.
Yeah, some little brat fought back when I hit her, but I beat her until her face was swollen. I even cut her clothes with a small knife.
Good job. If anyone dares fight back again, just beat them until they're too scared to even fight back. I will handle the rest.
Got it, Daddy.
Good boy.
Now let me see. Who dared to mess with my wife and son?
Honey? It's them! Those shameless mother and daughter!
Samuel! Daddy, what are you doing? Are you okay? It's fine, Samuel. Your father
Is just furious.
at those bullies. He's ready to stand up for you right away. Look at Mr. Zabel.
His face is pale.
He's definitely furious.
Exactly. Men keep a mistress, just for fun. No man would ever allow a mistress to challenge the wife or bully his precious son.
Seems like that filthy mistress hit Mr. Zabel's nose. Looks like the bitch is doomed today. Better get my phone out to record this. Things are about to get interesting.
Honey, I know that bitch is the mistress you keep outside. You don't have to hide it from me.
It's fine. As long as you punish her properly today, and promise me to never contact her again, I'll forgive you.
Yes, Daddy. I'll forgive you too.
All right. Go ahead and teach her a lesson.
Daddy! Why is he calling you Daddy too? You starred! You have no right to call him Daddy! Looks like I didn't teach you enough of a lesson earlier! How dare you try to steal my father? Today I'll beat you to death!
Shut up! Samuel! What are you doing? You've never laid a hand on Samuel before. Why are you pushing him over a little brat? Are you saying that in your eyes, our son is less important than some mistress beastard? What's so special about that mistress that's got you so bewitched?
Nat, are you okay?
Nat!
Mr. Steele, how should we proceed?
You pathetic mistress! You have so many tricks! Just to show off, you even hired an actor to play along with you! You even told him to be respectful to you. As if you deserve that! You're about to find out whether I deserve it or not.
Nat, come to me. Mr. Lockwood.
Miss Steele?
Inform the police that this group of people publicly slandered and defamed me, assaulted me, and even instructed their child to abuse my daughter. They also damaged my vehicle and destroyed antique paintings worth millions. Go ahead. Keep pretending.
You're just a mistress. Trying so hard to play the role of some female CEO. Don't think you can climb your way up just because you've bewitched Mr. Zabel. Once he gets tired of you, you'll be discarded like trash.
Exactly. She has the nerve to call the police. That mistress just loves humiliating herself.
Mr. Lockwood, I won't accept any excuse over this matter. I want every one of them to pay the price.
Yes, Mrs. Steele.
Everyone, don't be scared. Teaching a mistress a lesson is just serving justice. No one can do anything to us. Exactly. We're just defending the rights of wives. What's wrong with that? Everyone here supports us.
Causing a public disturbance, damaging private property, and endangering someone's safety. Is that what you call serving justice?
Children are young. It's understandable if they are rough while playing. As for the damaged property, all of that was bought by Horace. What's his is mine. So what if I smashed my own things? Exactly. Those things belong to Mr. Zabel. If Mrs. Zabel breaks her husband's things, why should she have to compensate anyone? Who does this bitch think she is? You're just a mistress. What right do you have to ask the wife to pay? You're so desperate for money that you've lost all sense of shame. You say all of these things belong to your husband? Do you have proof? Are you blind? Can't you see? He's standing right here. Honey, hurry up and make her give up. I'm your wife. Get lost! Horace, what are you doing? Mr. Zabel? You must be mistaken. That mistress is the one who wrecked your family. It's her you should be dealing with. Exactly, Mr. Zabel. Yulissa is your rightful wife. You should stand up for her and teach that bitch a lesson.
If you can't say anything nice, shut your mouths.
Horace, why are you shutting them up? They're helping me. Reproach her. Can't you see that? Are you going to humiliate me like this? Fine. If you won't help me, I'll deal with that mistress myself. You vixen, seducing my husband. I'll kill you today. Come here. What are you doing?
Let go of Mommy. Out of my way. Nat, Mommy, you can do it. Beat that bitch. Mommy, you're the best.
You crazy woman! Let go of her!
Stay out of this.
Get lost.
You bitch! You love seducing men, right? I'll strip you bare and let every man
Have their way. With you.
Shut up!
Horace, you actually did hit me! You really did!
For a mistress?
I see it now. Looks like Mr. Zabel is completely bewitched by that vixen. Well,
No men are decent.
Ladies, since Mr. Zabel isn't standing up for his wife, as women, shouldn't we stand up for ourselves? Zendaya is right. We can't let home wreckers run rampant. We need to defend the wife's right. Let's all help Yulissa
teach this shameless bitch a lesson. Yes! Let this bitch know what happens to mistresses. Good! I'll remember all of this.
Once we teach her a lesson,
I'll reward everyone handsomely.
Why are you standing there?
Get her!
Come! What are you doing? Nat?
What are you doing? Let go of my mother. Let go. You bitch! Let go of my mommy. Let go of me.
Stop right there! You're causing disturbance in broad daylight. Do you have no respect for the law?
Officer, you should ask this mistress, who's seducing my husband and destroying my family, if she has any respect for the law.
Who called the police? I did. It's this woman. Not only did she tell her son to attack Ms. Steele's child, but she also incited everyone here to slander and assault Mrs. Steele. She even damaged Ms. Steele's car and destroyed valuable antique paintings. Officer, please punish them severely.
Verify the value of the damaged items. I'll stay here and maintain order. Miss, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I hit that filthy woman. I admit it. Worst case, I'll have my husband pay her some money. As for her saying I damaged their belongings, that's complete nonsense. My husband bought those things. What's his is mine. If I smash my own stuff, is that a crime? Is it?
You claim all these things belong to your husband. Do you have any proof?
Officer, we can all testify to that. Yes, we can vouch for her. Mrs. Zabel's husband is the CEO of Titan Group. This filthy vixen only got her hands on those things by seducing him. Mistresses like her, who ruin families, should be shot dead. That's right, my husband is right here. Ask him yourself. Come here, Samuel.
Honey, I won't hold the past against you. Tell the police that all those things belong to you. Say it. Hurry up!
Sir, is what your wife says true?
My dear wife, I'm sorry.
What? Did I hear that right? Mr. Zabel just called that mistress his wife?
Yulissa? Why did Mr. Zabel call that mistress his wife?
Yes. What's going on? What's their actual relationship?
Horace, what are you doing? Why are you calling a mistress your wife? Say something. Why are you calling her your wife?
Shut up! Horace! You hit me again because of her?
I must be really blind. I must be completely blind to be with you. I'm your wife. I'm your rightful wife.
Yes, we didn't have a wedding. But didn't you tell me marriage was just a formality? You told me not to worry. And that once you were done with work, you'd give me the grandest wedding in history. Honey, didn't you say you loved me? Didn't you say I was the only one? Wasn't that true? We grew up together. We were childhood sweethearts. I even gave you a son. And now, right in front of me, you call her your wife? Why did you lie to me? Why did you really?
Please, say something! Why exactly did you lie to me about this? Enough!
Do you even realize that you're destroying my life? You're destroying my life!
What nonsense are you talking about? I destroyed your life. You ruined mine. I gave you a child and stayed by your side. And now that you've made it, you won't even acknowledge me? Don't you feel any guilt?
Oh, I see. I get it now. It's that mistress. She must have given you some kind of love potion. That's why you're calling her your wife, right? Now I understand. You bet. Hand over the antidote.
Miss!
Hurry up,
or I will definitely kill you.
Watch your behavior.
Watch my behavior? For what? What about you? What's your job, huh? Are you blind? There's a mistress right here, seducing my husband and wrecking my family. Instead of arresting her, you're off verifying some worthless assets? What kind of police are you?
If her actions have ruined your family, you can pursue legal action. Otherwise, you'll regret this.
Do you regret? My husband is the CEO of Titan Group. He's the richest man in USAP. Forget about you. Just a lowly cop. Even your chief would have to bow and scrape before my husband. And you're here lecturing me? Believe me, could potentially kill you in mere seconds.
You sure talk big. I have every right to. Unlike you, I'm not some filthy mistress.
Miss, mind your words.
To hell with that! What can you even do to me? You're ignoring the mistress. And wasting time here. What are you doing?
You really are beyond saving. Horace, do you have such bad taste? Officer, let me make this clear again. I will not accept any excuse. They must be severely punished.
Don't worry. If the property claims are true, we'll handle everything according to the law.
Mrs. Zabel, don't get worked up. Since the police is here to verify the assets, once it's proven these things were bought by your husband for that mistress, her lies will be exposed. By then, the tables would turn.
Exactly, Mrs. Zabel. Even if they can't throw her in jail, the police won't stay here forever. Once they leave, that mistress will be at our mercy. If you're going to verify, hurry up. Don't waste my time.
We've completed the verification.
You're done, right?
Then get out of here. It's none of your business anymore.
Officer, this is just a domestic matter. Now that it's proven all of this belongs to Mr. Zabel, there's no reason for you to stick around.
Exactly. Officers, the less trouble the better. Don't forget, this is the private affair of Titan Group's CEO. You're better off staying out of it.
Who told you? All of them belong to Mr. Zabel?
Could it be this bitch is clinging to another rich man now? A bitch is always a bitch. She would do anything for money. She's a disgrace to all women.
Absolutely filthy. Why are you still here?
Don't worry. I'll cover the costs for the things I smashed, except for the items my husband bought. Just prepare a list. I'll fully cooperate. But for now, I'd appreciate it if you cooperate with me as well. Go home and get some rest.
Miss Cohen, maybe you didn't understand what I said earlier.
What's there to misunderstand? I already told you. My husband is the CEO of Titan Group. Forget about the things I broke. Even if I cripple this mistress, I can still compensate her.
That's right, officer. You don't need to worry about this anymore. Why don't you all just head back? Why are you still here? Fine, if you won't leave. Hurry up and teach the betcha lesson. You have two options. Choose one.
Miss Cohen, is this how you normally communicate?
Yes. I'm the wife of Titan Group's CEO. Is there a problem with the way I speak?
Okay, let me remind you. The damage you caused to Miss Steele's car and antique paintings amounts to $500 million in total. Don't be surprised. The real shock is yet to come. This $500,000 belongs entirely to Ms. Steele. Mrs. Zabel, you owe Ms. Steele $500 million in compensation.
That's impossible! She's just a mistress. How could she have that much money? Exactly, officer. You must have been tricked by that mistress. Yes.
Where would a woman
get that kind of money? I suggest you investigate the source of her wealth. It's probably dirty money.
Exactly. She must have scammed someone to get it.
Are you questioning our capabilities? Just the huge damages you caused are enough to put you all behind bars for life. Instead of doubting someone's identity, you should start figuring out how you're going to pay her back. Besides, Mrs. Steele already stated she won't accept any excuse.
This is all just a misunderstanding. This can be resolved once we explain it. Do you really have to push us to the brink like this? Exactly.
It's just a car.
And a few collectibles. You're so rich. Are you going to be this petty and argue over such a small amount? I remember you were all pretty arrogant while smashing things earlier. And now you're telling me not to kick up a fuss? What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong? You dared to break things. But now you can't afford to pay up. This has nothing to do with us. We were only helping Mrs. Zabel. If anyone's paying, it should be her. Exactly. We only did it
to stand up for her.
Ask her for it. Isn't she the wife of Titan Group's CEO? She's got the money. That's right. She even said she'd cover everything that was smashed on her own. Don't expect us to share the burden.
You betches! Trying to run away now that we're in trouble? Not a chance. If it weren't for you always trying to suck up to me, constantly pushing me to make a scene, would things have gotten this far? None of you are getting away with this. Officer, I'll pay my share. As for the rest, let those worthless, backstabbing leeches rot in prison. You!
Everyone, there are CCTVs. You need to own up to your mistakes. Don't get yourself in any deeper.
Miss, once we finish verifying the value of the items, we'll be in touch. Everyone, let's go.
Wait. Where do you think you're going? We still need to discuss the preschool standards. Come with us.
Ms. Steele, if you need any help in the future, please feel free to contact us.
Thank you. Honey, now that the outsiders are gone, you need to tell me, does that bitch have something on you? Otherwise, as the CEO of Titan Group, how could you bow down to a mistress like that?
Is that $500,000 just hush money to keep her quiet? They say you shouldn't air your dirty laundry. If you can't handle something like this, tell me. I would have taken care of it for you. I'm the only one who truly has your best interests at heart. Speak! Name your price.
Are you really that rich?
Obviously. My husband is the CEO of Titan Group. His net worth is in the millions. Why wouldn't I have money?
And you're so sure your husband's money belongs to him alone.
You filthy bitch with your cheap tricks. Why are you talking so much nonsense? If the money isn't his, are you saying it belongs to you? Listen, I'm running out of patience. Name your price and hand over. Whatever dirt you have on my husband, and I might just let you off the hook. I truly worry about your intelligence. Horace, I give you plenty of money every month. Couldn't you find someone with a brain? You filthy bitch! Are you addicted to acting now? You even hired some actor to call you Mrs. Steele. You really think you're some big shot CEO? Do you believe?
How dare you hit me? I wasn't planning to argue with you, but if you can't keep that mouth of yours shut, I don't mind disciplining you, as your parents couldn't.
You filthy vixen. Not only are you seducing my husband,
But you also dare to disrespect my parents. Fine. I'll show you what real power looks like.
How dare you hit me again? Didn't I just tell you to watch your mouth? What's wrong? Is your brain not working? And now your ears aren't either? Do you want me to slap you again to help clear out your ears?
You vixen?
I'll just fight you!
Enough! Haven't you caused enough trouble?
Horace, I'm doing this for you. Can't you see that? Don't hit Mommy. Daddy is a big meanie.
Samuel? Samuel, are you hurt? Did you get hurt? Horace? Are you crazy? He's your son! Your own flesh and blood! What exactly does that mistress have on you? To make you treat us this way?
Have you never considered the possibility that you're the mistress here?
Nonsense! I grew up with Horace. Everyone in our village knows we were childhood sweethearts who ended up together.
No matter who the mistress is, it won't be me. You've been hiding pretty well. I had absolutely no idea about all those years, not even a clue.
Listen carefully. Just because you have some dirt on Horace, don't think we're afraid to deal with you. Don't forget, Horace is the CEO of Titan Group. If you push us too far, I'll make sure you and your daughter disappear from Jusei. By then, not only will you get nothing, but you might even lose your lives. Can the CEO of Titan Group really decide who lives and dies? That's impressive. I'm glad you understand. So you should take whatever dirt you have on him and take that little bastard and get out of Jusei. What if I refuse? Then get ready to face endless retaliation from me. That bastard of yours has been expelled from this preschool. From now on, wherever she goes to school, I'll have the teachers and students there gang up on her, making her life a living hell. Besides, kids fighting and messing around are normal. Even if they do something extreme, I'm not worried. Because they're just kids who don't understand anything. They can't be prosecuted. What did you say? Are you deaf? I said, even if we adults don't do anything, I can still have other children teach her a lesson. As long as your child goes to preschool, I'll make sure the teachers and kids isolate her. That alone will be enough to ruin her.
Not only are you brainless,
but you're incredibly ignorant too. Why are you running your mouth so much? You're a mistress, seducing Horace, wrecking my family. You even resort to such dirty tricks to blackmail him. It is already a mercy that I haven't killed you yet. You still have the nerve to act arrogant here? Fine. Samuel, go and teach that bastard a lesson. She's the one trying to steal your father. Don't worry. Your father is the CEO of Titan Group. He's a man of great power. Even if you beat that beastard to death, nothing will happen to you. Plus, you're still a minor. They wouldn't dare fight back. Don't worry, Mommy. I'll make sure that beastard pays. Good boy! Go teach her a lesson she'll regret for the rest of her life.
what are you doing?
You dare push Samuel? Fine. Samuel, bite him hard. Make him regret ever being born.
Yulissa. That's quite enough!
Horace. What are you trying to do? I'm your wife, and Samuel is your son. Instead of punishing that mistress and her bastard, you keep hitting us over and over again. Why? You owe me an explanation.
Why? Because you're destroying my life.
Stop!
Yules, how's your face?
My dear grandson, why are you crying too, Dad? Mom? Someone's bullying me. And Samuel. What? Who dares mess with my precious daughter and grandson? I'll fight them myself if I have to.
Grandpa, Grandma, it's that bitch. She's the one bullying my mother. Her vile daughter. Dared to try and steal my father. Grandpa, Grandma, you have to beat them to death for me.
What? Steal your father?
I never tried to steal him. He's my father to begin with.
You ingrate Horace. I see it now. Yulissa has been with you for so many years, but you've been keeping the mistress outside and even had a beastard? Do you have any conscience left?
Let me ask you. Who went through the pain of carrying a child for 9 months?
just to give birth to this boy and secure the Zabel family's lineage? What is it? Today, you owe Yulissa an explanation.
That's right! Deal with this vixen and her beastard immediately! Otherwise, you'll never see Samuel again. You filthy tramp!
Listen carefully. If there's one thing I despise the most, it's women who sleep around to earn money from men. Horace may be rich, but he's not some nobody anyone can latch onto. Listen up. I'll give you one day. Take that little bastard of yours and disappear from Giuseppe. Don't ever let me see you two again. Otherwise, I won't be as polite as I am today. Mom, we can't just let them leave. Are you stupid, girl? If you don't let them leave, are you planning to bring them home with us?
Exactly, Yules. Don't do anything foolish. If you keep them around, you're keeping a time bomb by your side. You never know when it'll explode and take away everything you have.
Dad, Mom, don't worry. I gave Horace a son. Everything in the Zabel family will belong to Samuel. Meanwhile, that bitch only has a worthless daughter. She doesn't stand a chance against me.
Exactly. Samuel is a boy. Since ancient times, the family wealth went to the eldest son. In the future, Titan Group will be inherited by my good grandson. Unlike that beastard, who has no right to compete with Samuel.
But she can't stay. Who can guarantee this filthy vixen won't seduce Horace again? What if she ends up giving him a son next time?
Today, we must cut all ties cleanly. A bitch like her doesn't deserve to bear a son.
But Mom's right. We definitely need to cut all ties. But before we do that,
Hand over whatever dirt you have on Horace.
Dirt? That's right. Otherwise, why would Horace hit both me and Samuel? For the sake of some mistress? That bitch must have something on him.
Oh, I see. So you're not just a bitch. You're a scheming bitch! To get Horace to spend money on you and your worthless daughter. You must have pulled all sorts of dirty tricks. She's already so bold. Without a son, she'd take over everything.
If she actually gave birth to one.
Take over everything? I see now. Like mother, like daughter. Is everyone in your family this imaginative? What? Are you saying my parents are wrong? Why don't you ask your dear husband yourself and find out?
I'll ask him, alright? I don't need your reminder. Honey, what kind of dirt does she have on you? Why is the mighty CEO of Titan Group, Giuseppe's richest, so terrified of her?
Horace, don't be afraid, even if she has something on you. It's nothing serious. If she dares to threaten you, that's a crime. It's extortion. Exactly. Just recently, the chairman of Stallion Group was blackmailed by his mistress for $1 million. Thankfully, his wife found out in time and had her sent to prison. I heard she got sentenced to 10 years. Right. Judging by this bitch's personality, she must demand a huge amount. There's no way Horace would be this terrified. Exactly. Horace, don't be afraid. Let's call the police and have her rot in prison.
Bitch! Did you hear that? If you dare to extort Horace, you'll rot in prison. Honey, don't be afraid. Since that bitch is being so stubborn and refusing the money, we don't need to be polite with her anymore.
I'll call the police right now. I'll have her arrested and locked up forever. Let her be starved to death on the streets.
Don't call the cops!
Hello, police. Someone here is trying to extort my husband. Please come quickly and arrest her. Honey, don't be afraid. Even if the police come and your affair gets exposed, I won't hold it against you. Even if your reputation takes a hit, it doesn't matter.
Did you hear that? Did you? Now that's the grace of a real wealthy wife. Unlike you, filthy mistress. You'll never reach her level.
That's right. Yules did the right thing. When dealing with a bat like this, we can't show weakness. Or she'll just keep pushing her luck. We might as well face this head on. Honey?
You don't have to thank me. This is just the class.
It's expected of the CEO's wife.
Besides, don't forget that card you gave me. Didn't you say
there was $1 billion on it? Even if the affair gets exposed, our reputation is hit, and we can't stay in this country. We can just take Mom, Dad, and Samuel to live abroad.
Yulissa, enough. Gold card? Is it the one I asked? Mr. Lockwood to give to you this morning to cover the company's losses.
Darling, I was wrong. Let me explain. It's not what you think.
What's there to explain? I trusted you so much. I pushed you to the forefront and used my savings to help the company just so you could gain experience and build your career. What did you do? How could you use that money? Forget it. Compared to your betrayal, none of that even matters. I'm utterly disappointed in you.
Darling, I promise I'll handle all of this. I'll cut all ties with them. Can you forgive me just this once?
Honey, didn't I say we don't have to be afraid of her? Why are you begging her? She's just a worthless mistress.
Exactly, Horace. Even if she has some dirt on you, so what? With the $1 billion you gave Yules, plus the dividends from Titan Group, we could live comfortably abroad for long.
Are you in Titan Group?
Why not? Horace is the CEO of Titan Group. Is there a problem with us, as his parents-in-law, getting a share of the profits?
That's right. Not only do we get dividends, but we don't even have to work for it. That's the privilege of being close to the CEO. Unlike you, or we're sleeping with men to please them for money. I bet you can't even give birth to a son and will never be respected. You're destined to rot in prison.
We're being too merciful. Doesn't she love making money? I say we send her to a brothel to be a prostitute.
And for that beastard, with a mother like that, she's bound to turn out just as rotten. They should both be thrown in together so she doesn't grow up ruining other families. Like mother, like daughter.
I say, might as well lock them both up. Better yet, make them suffer in prison. Enough!
Horace!
You really hit me? You ungrateful jerk!
Yulissa always has your best interests at heart, and you dare hit her? I'm going to fight you today!
Horace! How dare you hit me?
I'm your mother-in-law.
You brat! Apologize to Tilda and Yules right now. I say, you've got some nerve!
Horace, have you lost your mind? It's fine that you hit me and Samuel before, but now you even dare to hit my parents?
Hit you? Right now, I wish I could kill your entire family!
I've been with you for so many years. We were childhood sweethearts. I stood by your side and even gave you a son. What makes that mistress better than me? Why would you treat me like this?
Why? Because I'm the live-in son-in-law of the Steele family. Everything I have, and everything you have, all belongs to her. Are you satisfied now? What did you say? Horace?
Say that again. What do you mean by that?
Say it again.
Exactly what I said.
Impossible! How could that be? She's just a mistress. How could she have that much money? Honey, you're lying, aren't you? She has dirt on you. She's forcing you to say all this, right?
Enough! Can't you use your brain for something other than eating and spending money? Darling, I promise this is the first and last time. I'll handle all of this. I'll cut ties with them. Please forgive me this once, okay?
You can say everything to the police.
Officer, you're here just in time. There's a filthy mistress right here trying to extort Horace for a huge amount of money. Please arrest her immediately.
Mrs. and Mr. Cohen, you're arrested for defamation and abuse of authority. Please come with us for investigation. What?
You must be mistaken. We called you here to arrest that extortionist.
We are not mistaken. We received a report, and it's about you. Please come with us for further investigation. Why should we go with you? We're not going anywhere.
That's right. Horace is the CEO of Titan Group. If you dare touch us, he won't let you get away with it.
Right? Horace, you call their chief right now. Get him to fire them. Mr. Horace Zabel.
we've received a report about you embezzling public funds and abusing your authority. Please follow us for further investigation.
You must be mistaken! Horace is the CEO of Titan Group. The entire company belongs to him. Why would he need to embezzle funds or abuse his power?
You're definitely mistaken, because Horace isn't the true owner behind Titan Group.
What do you mean? Horace worked hard for 10 years to build it from the ground up. How could it not belong to him? Exactly. If it doesn't belong to Horace, who does it belong to? Are you saying it belongs to that filthy bitch?
Ms. Cohen, the true owner behind Titan Group, is Ms. Steele.
No! That's impossible. She's just a mistress. How could she possibly be the CEO of Titan Group?
Watch your words. It could add more charges to your case.
I'm scolding the mistress who ruined my family. Why should I watch my language? You should speak with evidence.
Ms. Cohen, you're arrested for defamation, damaging private property, inciting a child to cause harm, and destroying a family. Please come with us.
After our investigation, all the money on that card belongs solely to Ms. Steele. It has nothing to do with you or Mr. Zabel. Besides, the homewrecker is you. You're the mistress.
No.
That's impossible!
Ms. Cohen! This is the marriage certificate, dated September 23rd, 2017. We retrieved from City Hall. Marriage certificate number.
It turns out
I am the mistress all along.
Ms. Cohen, please come with us.
No! I can't go with you. My son is still young. What will happen to him? Horace! Say something! He's your son! If we both get taken away, what will happen to him? Say something! Darling, I'm begging you, for the sake of our years together as husband and wife, please let this go. Can you?
For our sake? Horace, can you even hear yourself?
Do you think you can still beg me? The thought of being married to you for so many years, completely deceived by your false love and lies, makes me sick. I've prepared the divorce agreement. From now on, we have nothing to do with each other. Officer, like I said before, I will not accept any excuse. These people must be severely punished.
Understood, Mrs. Steele. Let's go!
Don't arrest me.
Samuel!
This is the end.